The import of the JCC plenary committee, which comprises majorly the permanent secretaries in all the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT, which is being chaired by the permanent secretary FME. We also have the director PRS, the deputy director in all the states of the Federation, as well as FME, as members of the JCC plenary committee meeting. The import of this is to review and critique what the reference committee has done. Prior to this meeting, the reference committee has met. They have decided and they have recommended some memos in the different departments. We have the education quality assurance, we have the educational planning, we also have the science and technology and some other departments. So they have come up with memoranda which had to be reviewed by the JCC plenary meeting. The import of this, or the essence of this meeting, is to look critically at the memorandum which we are going to recommend for the highest decision-making, policy-making in education, which is the National Council on Education. We started this meeting on Monday, which was the 4th of August, and we have been able to review the memoranda as being recommended by the reference committee, which we have taken some decision collectively as which of the memoranda we are going to recommend to the council, which is the National Council of Education. We are going to urge some states to carry out some assignments as it affects their states. As you know, education is on the concurrent list, which gives every state the permission to formulate the purpose policies as considered the peculiarity of their differences. But that is not to say that we have a regulating body, which is the federal government of Nigeria, who is going to formulate a policy which we are going to take down to our various states. In Ogun State, let me tell you that we have been able to use technology in the operations of education in our state. We have a platform which is called the Digital Platform for Education Revitalization Agenda. That platform has six legs. We have been able to review our curriculum and the scheme of which are now learner-centered. We also have the management information system in all our schools. We have been able to review our infrastructural facilities, and some of our schools, we have the 30 schools which have the state of art. I'm still coming there. Then we also have the information in all our handles of our teachers, where we have the teachers and the learners welfare package. We have the technological development, which if I open my phone now and go to that platform, you will see details of all our learners in our public primary schools, public secondary schools, approved primary and secondary school, and unapproved primary and secondary. You ask me why we incorporate the unapproved schools, because we want to capture the data of all our learners in our school, irrespective of their location or the status of that school. And there is a unique number which we call the learner identification number. This unique number is peculiar to all the learners in our school. For instance, we have about 14 variables. The first 4 variables is the year of admission of that learner. Then the second one is the local government the learner is coming from. In that local government, we want to identify whether the learner is coming from a public primary school, or a public secondary school, or a public or a private primary school, or a private secondary school. Then another variable is the actual number of that school in that local government. For instance, if we have 20 schools in a local government, and out of these 20 schools, we have the first 4. We have 4 of them to be the public primary schools. So that learner will be given 001. That means that school is the number 1 public primary school in that local government. After that, we have a peculiar number. If that learner is the number 1 in that primary school, that learner will also be given a number, and that no 2 learners share the same number. That is the peculiarity of the learner identification number. And this platform has helped some of our learners. Let me tell you this scenario. Our governor, His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun, CON, was on official assignment, and he met a boy walking on the streets. He just accosted the boy and asked for his information. The boy said then he was in SS1, but he was helping his mother to hawk. So the executive governor took the information of that boy. He asked for the name of his school, his name, the name of his principal. When he now got back to the office, he invited the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology. The commissioner opened his phone, checked the boy's name, now took out the boy's information, and the governor said, yeah, this is the picture of that boy. On that platform, we have the pictures of all our nanas in the school, and now we have able to conduct, we have what we call the examination units in our ministry. And this year we started the issuance of our certificates. We have incorporated the QR code. If anybody presents our certificates, once we scan the QR code, all the information of that particular boy will show. That is to tell you that in Ogun State, we have incorporated technology in the operations of our education system. Yeah, as education officer, I want to believe that we should professionalize that profession. Before you become an education, you must first be a certified teacher. Now, for you to be an education officer is a step ahead, because you need to go and be evaluating, inspecting teachers, principals on 7 thematic areas, as we have the instruments which has been developed by the Federal Ministry of Education. Now, if you want to certify the quality assurance education, we need to expose them to some rigors of writing exams, giving them certificates to show that they are qualified to be quality assurance evaluators. We have passed the era where a teacher will just enter the class on level 8 and be evaluating what level 17 officers are doing. Some of these teachers, they don't have the requisite qualification to perform the work of education officers. Some of them have never been in class to taught, which is very, very wrong. For you to be an education officer, you must have passed through the rudiments of teaching. So I think it's a right step in the right direction. Yeah. Academically, you must be a teacher. Then you must be certified by the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. So that is why we are agitating for the education officers. It doesn't come on a platter of gold. They need to sit for examinations by approving any authority that has examination body that has been approved by the National Council on Education to make them certified quality assurance evaluators. Let me say, the organization, they have really tried. Everything was well arranged. Everything was seamless. They really prepared to host the JCC plenary meeting. Yes, I need to give it to them. Yes, they are starting from the executive governor, Honorable Sheriff Ubevere Oboroworo. Don't mind the pronunciation. So, starting from the executive governor, the deputy governor, the commissioners. When I got there, I learned that there are 4 commissioners in the sector. There are 4 permanent secretaries. So we need to give it to all the partakers of this program. My advice to them is to, whatever we have agreed that we are taking to the council, by the time the council ratifies our recommendations, my advice to them that they make sure that we implement what we have jointly agreed to do, so that education will be taken to a greater height. The development of the nation is measured by how well the education is being provided to the citizenry. So by the time you come in and speak good English, we go back to our various offices or states without implementing what we have agreed will not take us to anywhere.